top team in Beaumont.
Yes, in the Lake area.
Yeah, they have some really good fighters in there.
Yeah.
But you're not from Beaumont.
No, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. And like I said, my background is wrestling. There are not a whole lot of true wrestlers in this area in Southeast Texas. And so I can bring an element into their fighting game. And I didn't have much of a stand-up background when I started all this.
You're in the medical profession.
Yes.
You're a doctor. What are the other doctors that walk around and see you every day think about you stepping into a cage?
You know, interestingly enough, I don't hear a lot of negative stuff from the doctors. They don't ask me why I do it. They don't say, oh, you better not or you shouldn't. They're more like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, I find, a couple family members and, some of the friends are out there saying, why do you do it? You don't need the money. You're older. I don't feel that old. My body still works, it still goes. I train with some great guys every day. I know what I can do, and I just feel like I can still compete, so I do it. I'm not looking at the age.
You're so close to home. Lake Charles is just 45 minutes away. Your first fight was pretty far off. You had to travel. How do you feel? Is there any extra added pressure to know that you're so close to home now to where your friends, local friends can come and watch?
No, I mean, when I train, when I step in that cage, everything pretty much goes dark. I put the pressure on myself, not to win, but to make sure I do all the right things to, prepare myself for when I step in that cage. It can get a little bit difficult, when you got to work 11 or 12 hours a day sometimes, and you're working 30 days straight. So you got to get up early and train, and then you got to make it to the night sessions after work, or if I'm working nights, I get up. I work all night till 6 or 7 in the morning, and then I go train for a couple hours, and then I go to sleep, and I wake up and I train again. So you got to be on kind of a really strict schedule.
Working all those hours and all those days, what is it whenever those days you want to sleep in? What gets Greg Diaz out of the bed and say, okay, another long, hard day of work and training?
Yeah. Well, what really gets me out of bed is the finality of the fight. That's what motivates me. That's what I'm saying, that end date, that specific goal is there to light that fire under me when I'm sore, when I'm taking Motrin, when I'm tired. Knowing you're going to be in that cage with someone else and a bunch of people are watching, you got to get up and do it. It's just one of those things.
What sets Greg Diaz apart from all the other fighters?
Well, that's a difficult question to answer because I don't know all the other fighters, and I basically do what I do. I'm not. The way I look at this is I go out there and I give it my all. I train as hard as I can with what I have and the time that I have. I assume other fighters are doing that. I don't know that for a fact, but I put all the pressure on myself to do what I can, and at the end of the day, if I can wake up in the morning and say you gave it your all, then I'm happy with myself. I try to ground myself out so I can compete with a stand-up fighter, a jiu-jitsu guy, another wrestler. But at the end of the day, I'm not afraid of what my opponent's doing. I'm just doing the right things for myself, and we'll let the cards fall where they fall.
What are your goals in MMA?
My ultimate goal really is to start an MMA foundation where I can help people out that are having trouble with their lives. Almost like a scholarship type thing where you have some apartments. You can help those out that have families and bring them in and give them what they want to become complete individuals as far as teach them teach them the life values that they need to succeed after MMA. But MMA brings a lot of people together. It brings a lot of people off the streets. It gives them families, and I love that about it. And I just hope someday I'm in the position where I can do something meaningful, with all this.
Greg, it's been a pleasure. You have any last words that you'd like to say to anyone?
I want to thank all my teammates and coaches, everybody that's helped me prepare for this. Mike Berryhills does a lot of great stuff out there, and he helps those kids like they're his kids, and I really look up to him and appreciate the chance he's given me, and had the faith in me to let me do this. My wife, she's got my back through thick and thin, and I love her to death, and I'm here fighting for her too. So let's just have a good time, everyone.
Again, Greg Diaz, Colorado Premiers, coming from Major League Grill, Beaumont, Texas. Vengeance Fighting Alliance VFA Round 3, January 18th, 2014 in Lake Charles, Louisiana, Lake Charles Civic Center, none other than the Rosa Hart Theater. Vengeance Fighting Alliance, fighters first.